for that era.
He doesn't believe that his mom or his half-brother or his dad or anybody, I mean, and nobody's like really keeping it together, so he feels that he has to be the man of the family. So here I am, and that's the car I want. I get to drive this old Cadillac Eldorado, which is the coolest looking car imaginable, but it's so hard to drive. It's a boat. It's a tank. It's huge. And for every one turn in like a car nowadays, it's like 2 turns, which is difficult.
And we're on.
I think it was her idea of the right thing to do, in conjunction with spiteful feelings, that she takes her children. Because clearly she's a detached mother. She's not involved in their lives in any way. She barely knows them.
I think George secretly really kind of wants to go on this road trip. And he's just kind of confused.
Robbie doesn't really have any mock movie star life that was glamorized.
He's the best comedic relief throughout the movie while I'm so pissed off and angry all the time. His whole face changed, I swear. He was very scary. I wanted to run with her in that scene.
I'm sure there's some little blue meaning called Harlan in me somewhere that I've repressed, you know, that I grabbed out for this particular moment.
It's always fun to break glass, getting thrown on a table and getting to, you know, break a vase or whatever. Yeah, she pretty much plays my love interest in the movie, my girl, through part of the story.
He teaches her that she can have a happy ending, that things aren't always as gloom and doom as she presumes. But I think she also teaches him that he can let loose, that he can have a little bit of fun.
Well, she's different. She's very open to say whatever she wants, and I think George is really attracted to that.
It's really about her finally, for the first time, really opening up to anyone.
I was the sparkle in little Dan Devereaux's eye.
The one man that was actually better than all the other ones was, in my opinion, Bud, played by Nick Stahl.
Because in life don't always work out perfectly.
And it's just a shame, because, you know, I think that's the first window that she's had into...
Perhaps I'll sit and have a discussion with them in a quiet moment.
It was very hot in Baltimore.
I'll give you a weather report. That'll be exciting.
We should get going.
Not going. Who's going to drive? Robbie can drive. I'm staying here. St. Louis, I have a normal life here.
I'm your mother.
George comes forward, big dominant in foreground. As she comes up, we'll come round to hold a profile here, and then back on Hope and Tom in that doorway.
Renee said, I don't like to slap you, for real. But probably there were another agreement between Renee and Richard that was, let's go and do it.
Renee slaps me. Oh.
I don't want to talk about that.
She really catch him like, bang. And the face of Logan was like a real surprise for him.
I always read Catcher in the Rye, but I read it several more times to try to get into the center of what George was really thinking, because it's pretty much his Bible.
It's a wonderful piece of literature.
Doing 4 or 5 pages a day, and that's too much. You know, really 3 is enough.
Richard's done his very best to remain.
I swear every day I see Richard, and he looks like he just got back from Hawaii.
We were out in the day.
He's like on a vacation every day as we're working. His little Hawaiian shirt that he wears.
But if you want...
Why are we stopping here?
Well, I figured we could just stop here and pick somebody up.
As they approach you, Rise, it's George.
Just drive.
The journey that these kids and this woman go on, Rich, and it's just, it's going to hit you in the heart.
And going on the journey from point A to point B, you know, I realized that I really am a kid. And in doing so, I'm also growing up. And so is my mom, I guess.
And they kind of realized that Anne doesn't need to find a husband to be happy.
And how funny that after all she's been through, that's enough.
It's a movie of coming of age for them and of coming to terms with reality for Anne. And in fact, the story is really about a woman finding herself and 2 boys finding a mother.
Perfect. Sorry, we're just amazing.
I wish you had a crystal.
And